Good evening, how are you? Well, it's time for another Dawn and Julia Create, and Dawn has new stamps. How cute are these stamps? Honestly, they are so adorable. We have a little owl, which doesn't surprise me because Dawn's obsessed by owls. And we have a raccoon, and then some gorgeous additions of flowers and butterflies, and best friends always sentiment. So in ode to Dawn, I will be making the make with this gorgeous owl stamp. She has asked us to make a spring themed card using this. Shall we just get started? Because I really want to play. Okay, so the first thing I am going to do is get out my Kuretake Gansey Tambies. I have wet the paint and the paper because I'm wanting a really loose painterly effect, and on this sheet of paper I am just putting pink everywhere. So the story of these stamps is the cutest story ever. It is so sweet, so you honestly have to pop across to Dawn's channel and see her launch video, but basically her and her friend Claire made these stamps, and Dawn had designed lots of stamps that represented all her friends, and Claire wanted Dawn to be represented, so drew the little owl, and then they've turned it into stamps. Honestly, it's the nicest story. You do have to go and check it out. So the second sheet of paper, as you can see, I've gone for blue. This is because I'm trying to sort of represent the sky in a very sort of loose, arty-farty sort of way. So I'm putting multiple different sorts of blue on there, so we have a bit of variation, and then I've just left that on the side to dry. To be honest, this was like 98% dry, but I wanted it really dry because I was going to stamp on it, not using waterproof ink, so that's why I finished it off with a heat gun. And I'm just using my Memento because I don't plan on doing any more colouring with this. We already have quite a bit of variation just by the way the watercolour has dried on that sheet of paper. And my plan is with this sheet of paper is just to fill it with lots of different flowers and have them all fussy cut ready to play with at a later point. So you can see me fussy cutting here. I just sort of got myself all comfortable because it was a mammoth task, I'm not going to lie. And I have a brother scanning cat behind me, which is quite ironic. But anyway, I just cut them all down into their individual sections first, and then sort of gave them a more detailed cut once I had done that. Then I got my watercolours out again. This is a different Kuretake Gansey set, but I wanted some nice browns because my idea for this was to draw a branch or paint a branch for which the owls to sit on. It took me a while to get the colours. So when you're drawing a branch, think of V's. You sort of draw a sort of loose line and then sort of add sort of V shapes in for the various branches, and that makes it look quite organic and natural. And then I'm just gradually building up the colours and gradually going from lightest to darkest and adding a bit more brown until I get it so I like it. And then once again we have to leave this to dry. I'm enjoying using watercolours, but there's a lot of drying involved. Once again, I have pulled out my Memento ink this time because we're going to colour with alcohol markers. So I've stamped out this gorgeous little owl about 3 times, and then I'm just going to choose a whole load of markers that are kind of owlish type colours. So I've gone for some browns, some oranges, and I also picked out some pinks for some pink undertones as well. These are honestly the easiest images to colour. They've got nice open spaces, and it was really easy to kind of bring the images together nice and quickly. So I am doing my normal things, thinking about shadow and highlight as well. So kind of getting the darker colours down first and then building it up. I also wanted these little characters to be 3 individual characters, so I've gone for slightly different colours on each of them so that they all look different despite it being the same image. And then this one, I've gone for much more pinky tones in this one because this one is going to be the crazy friend. So in my head, she was going to be a little bit more quirky than the other 2, so I decided to add a lot more pinks, and I hope that that's sort of represented in her personality. And then finally I am just adding some little white doodles to really make those images pop. But honestly, they are just the cutest things. I love these images so much, they're so adorable. And as I said, nice easy shapes to colour and to fussy cut, as you see here. So once again, cutting them down into the individual owls and then just going around the edges. And they, as I said, they're nice, easy shapes, so it didn't take much effort to cut these out at all. And then whilst I was doing all that, the watercolour that I had put aside has now dried. So this is the Cookie Doo one, and she is going to sit on the branch upside down. We all have one of those crazy friends. I'm not going to say in the friendship between Dawn and I which one of us would be hanging upside down from a branch. I think we all know, to be honest. And I'm not being mean to Dawn, because yeah, I'd be the crazy one, I think. So we have 3 owls here. We've got 2 of them sitting nice and sensibly enjoying their spring day, and one of them's just really enjoyed the spring day and just having fun and seeing life from a different perspective. So now I'm going to pull out all of these flowers that I had fussy cut and just sort of arrange them on the tree so that we have nice sort of blossoms for the owls to be sitting on. And also I thought adding the blossoms here helped to give it that spring vibe. Once I had the flowers in place, that's when I added the leaves. I decided to do it after I added the flowers so I get the placement better rather than when I painted the branch. Now this is dead easy, anyone can do it, you do not need to be an artist, it's just shapes. It was honestly a squiggly line for the branch and little dollops for the leaves, nothing too taxing. And then again, to sort of give that idea of spring and blossom, I have taken some pink paint and I'm just sort of splattering that round to sort of give the idea of lots of blossoms floating around. Now, I've not shown this very well on camera, but I'm actually just chopping the stamp that Dawn had in this set in half, because it said best friends always, and I only wanted the best friends part. But I have seen her do this on her channel, and actually she designed it to be separated. She didn't want, because of when you design a stamp set, you have to have so much space between stamps. So she didn't have enough space to do the 2 sentiments separately. So she put it together knowing that she would cut it apart. So I'm only following Dawn's advice, so I'm sure it's absolutely fine. Dawn has made loads of absolutely gorgeous makes with this particular stamp collection, so do check her whole channel. She's got loads of inspiration, and also she will be playing with it today as well, so it'll be interesting to see which images she has used. Please do pop across and check out what she has done. That is exactly what I'll be doing. Well, to be honest, I'll be doing it a bit later. I'm going out for dinner at Pizza Express. But after I've come back from my dinner, I will be checking it out. So now I am just doing the finishing touches, gluing that down. I decided to get some gems out. These gems are on a string, so I just sort of snipped between them so that we have individual gems as opposed to a strip of them. And I'm just going to pop those in the centre of the flowers for a little bit of added detail and sparkle. And this is pretty much the card all done. I love this. I love the mix of mediums between watercolour and alcohol markers. So I really hope you love it too. If you enjoy card making, you may want to check out this playlist right here for lots more inspiration.